for joining us today. We appreciate your patience. We're giving a talk today about writing effective InMails and emails, particularly within the context of building your network and especially refreshing your network. So welcome. Thank you for coming. And if you're watching us on a recorded basis, then thank you for being here as well. This event is for mid to senior level positions who are looking for a new position and want to write effective emails to refresh their networks. The network, as you are probably aware, is your best resource for finding a new position. And so that is why this is such a critical skill. As we prepare, we realize that cold emails to new people for your network are different than refreshing your network. And so we'll probably break this into two sections. And in this section, we're just going to be talking about refreshing your existing network. By way of introduction, my name is Jason Sanders. I lead Flycast as an executive search firm focused on the consulting industry and the software industry. We've conducted searches for major organizations like Accenture and BCG, Bain. More importantly, for this broadcast, I have helped thousands of professionals go through job changes and placed hundreds in the course of that. Thank you. Jonathan, do you want to introduce yourself just quickly?
Sure, CEO of Magellan International. We also place partners and build groups in many of the large management consulting firms. We are now equally spending time, though, on the industry side with Fortune 500 firms, also building groups, which we love to do. And for this conversation, Magellan has, since the publication of my book a couple of years ago, been building up a practice area around counseling people on how to manage their careers better.
Great, thank you. All right, so what is the purpose of an email in a job search, in a sales or networking context? You want to jump on that one, Jonathan?
Yeah, the most important thing you do with your network is you want to let people know what's going on. And so you want to think carefully about, who do you know closely, or who are the many contacts you have in LinkedIn? And so one of the things we've been really good at is saying, look, there's a great way to quickly reach out to everybody you know on LinkedIn, and then you wait and see who responds. So you send out an interesting email, just something to reconnect with people. The people that begin responding, you're going to think about differently. They might actually be advocates for your career, something more important than just a connection.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I would say something similar. I would say that the number one purpose of sending an email is to remind the people in your network that you exist, that you're still doing what you do. You're taking a small step in building a relationship or in refreshing a relationship. One email is really not all that much, but it is a little step, and it should open the door for a future conversation, whether that's electronic email or on the phone. We've got a few things that we'd like to share with you about the principles of email writing, and there's a demo at the end as well, which will give you some ideas about how to actually do this stuff. So let me get this up here. Keep it brief. Jonathan, what do you think?
Absolutely. What you want to do is just remind people that you know them, that you're connected to them, and you should, in the email, as brief as you want to make it, express some interest in something they've been doing recently. Look at their profile on LinkedIn, look at things they've posted, make a comment about something they've done recently, keep it current, but do keep it brief. You just want to start a conversation, one of many, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Make it repeatable. Make it easy on yourself. Don't try to reinvent the wheel with every email, right?
It goes without saying. You want to avoid the appearance of mass email if you can. So you do want to make personal comments where you can. But in the initial stages, especially if you're reaching out to a lot of people, it's perfectly reasonable to send something generic and brief just to sort of prime the pump.
Yeah, okay. Personalize gently.
Yeah, so everybody likes to know that you're looking at them. And if you look at a person's profile on LinkedIn, it will notify them if you spend at least 30 seconds looking at their profile. So that's a gentle way to let someone know that you are actually interested in what they're doing. And gently is a great word. It's okay as you make these communications to say something personal about yourself too, to sort of humanize the interaction.
Yeah, and absolutely that's the case. And also you want to make it easy on yourself, so you don't have to personalize, look up what is the last conversation that you had with them 5 years ago. They're probably not going to remember anyway. No. So you do something like throw in, how is the new job? If you look at LinkedIn, for example, how are things going at, I don't know, IBM or wherever. Just make it easy on yourself as you personalize.
Yeah.
Expect a little and hope for a lot.
It's I hate to say it, it's sort of 8 contacts to sort of get something going. I'm often surprised how many people that I do keep up with say, wow, it's really nice of you to keep up. I hear that in the 4th or 5th time I've reached out to them over a few months. So that constancy of reaching out, people appreciate being remembered. And I think that, it may take a while to get it going, but as people return calls back, keep prioritizing them in your list.
Yeah, no doubt. Track your results, and I think this is part of that, right? So you're maybe not you have expectations of numbers, and what you expect to the results to be. You're hoping for big things, but it's important to know what the reality is, and there is a reality. I'm going to show you actually what my numbers are in a second here. And the 111 emails, I'm going to throw up. I think this is when we're going to start doing a demo. Do you want to talk about that for a second, though, while I get this set?
I think it's important. You don't want to get involved in a ton of bookkeeping. So when we say keep track, and I say bring them to the top, it's really just put the number 1 in a spreadsheet if you want to do that. It is important, though, to keep track of who you talk to. 111 emails are critical. It's, hi, how are you? It's a common topic. I see that you guys are hiring in lights out manufacturing. And then, hey, this is a topic I'm interested in. Is the best way to reach you? And then share the cell phone number you have. So send a hello, send an interesting comment that you both have in common, and then some sort of call to action. And the easiest one is this the best way to reach you? And those are very effective for beginning again, once you've connected with someone, to move forward towards some kind of action.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is where we draw some of this from. It's our own experience, but also this is a great blog article to check out. It is about business development in the context of selling consulting work, but it's very relevant in any networking context. That is something to take a look at. David A. Field's blog. I also want to show you something that we just picked up. We had our rep from LinkedIn send us this link, which is a talent blog. And I want to go through this just really quickly. LinkedIn talent blog. How to improve your email response rate according to LinkedIn data. Now, this is the context of reaching out to candidates and trying to get a response from them through InMails, which is something that we do on generally on a bulk basis. We can get into that a little bit later, but these are their findings. Shorter InMails get better responses. Okay, 0 to 400 words, 22%, and 1,200 plus words. So keep it short. Another one, this is similar message, right? Short InMails or emails, it goes the same thing. Response rates lower on Fridays and Saturdays, better to send midweek or start of week. Let's see, popular time to send InMails. Now, this is an interesting one about whether to send highly personalized emails or InMails or to do them more in bulk. I'm more of a fan of bulk. I think Jonathan may be more of a fan of personal. Let me just kind of summarize it, which is to say that personalized emails will generally work better, but sending in bulk can make up for the lack of response in the personalization area. So in other words, if you send personalized emails, you get an additional, let's say 5% response rate on them, and you can send out 20 in the course of a day. On the other hand,
let me jump in, because I agree. I think there are really 2 clear objectives you need to keep in mind. You want to be top of mind, so send out a number of connection requests, a number of emails, a number of InMails. You want to stay top of mind, but you also want to be topical. That 15% that respond, I sort of think of them as the ones that say, hey, that is an interesting topic. Let me pick up the phone and reach out. Good to stay top of mind, to get incidental incoming, but it's nice to be topical as well. And there's a balancing between the two. We can talk about
and it's true. Different people get different kinds of treatment too. There's some people that you want to write more personalized things with. All right, so how do I do this stuff? I will show you how I actually network If you take a look, my screen is still showing, right? Okay, these are my notes from today. So what I do is I write a brief note. Some of you may recognize this from having gotten it. Looks like it's just a clear blank page right now on the screen. Is that right?
It is. It's
Yeah.
very
Okay.
clear.
Let's see if we can get rid of that and make it actually show up.
But what you do want to do, and what Jason's going to display, which is very helpful, is ways to make this automated, where you can use Outlook and you can use Microsoft Word to quickly send a number of messages and keep track of them at the same time without getting involved in onerous bookkeeping.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll show you that for some reason this is not showing well on the screen. Do you see? You don't see that?
You showed me earlier, there are a number of YouTube videos up there that also show how to do this if you want to take a look at one, or frankly, call us. We're happy to share quickly how we do this, either en masse using LinkedIn, or here we go, what Jason does, which we do all the time in Word and Office.
All right. So here's my email, right? This is mass customized, meaning the first name is custom, everything else is not. And what I do, and this is a mail merge, and this is not a tutorial, but I just want to show you what I do. I have my big list of all these people that I want to get in touch with, right? You hopefully have something like this too. I winnow it down to the people that I'm interested in sending things out to, skip some. Then I take a small group like this, group of 10, cut and paste it, I put it in a smaller CSV file. Then I save that. These are all samples except for me. I save that one. I go to my note. It will populate, which is why I resent that. And now it populates with all of the different names of the people from that list with their email addresses. Make sure that I'm working offline because I don't want these things to just go willy-nilly and get sent. I finish and merge, and I send the same email to 10 people at a time. 10 is not onerous. They will go out. My ISP won't block it, and I can handle the response rates. I can handle the responses, and I can control it. I know that if I send so many, I'll have so many phone calls the next day or over the next week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of these sample ones, which go nowhere. I'll take this work offline, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes in. I'm sending this to my personal email address on Gmail. Just real quick. And then I get it, and it says, it has my message. It'll take half a second to do my ISP. But basically, I can reach out to a lot of people at my rate, get the conversations going that I want to have. I can have predictable number, quick update, how's it going? And it looks reasonably personal, right? I mean, it's not overly personal, but if you got this, you might not think that you're a number. Although you might think, well, hey, he's sending this to a lot of people, but that's okay. I'm a recruiter. I'm networking. You kind of expect that. And then there's an opportunity to engage at whatever level you want. On this particular one, I got a 24% response rate over the course of, I sent 99 emails. I got, or maybe it was a little bit less, 90. So I got 22 responses out of 90 emails, 24% response rate. Like I said, this isn't a tutorial. I probably went too fast, but it doesn't matter. The idea is that you have a way to control, to measure, and to send out as many InMails as you can without making yourself crazy with having to rewrite a new email every single time. I want to show you one other thing on LinkedIn that I think will be super helpful for you. And let's see if I can find this thing. Let's do another share screen.
So another quick note while Jason's sharing a screen, if you don't want to get onerous in managing a spreadsheet, a lot of people that I work with will just create quick subdirectories in Outlook and simply save emails either by person or by project or by topic, so they can quickly refer back to see where am I from my last conversation with a particular person. That's a fast way to sort of keep track of what you're doing using Outlook without having to enter a lot of data.
And I want to show you something here. This is you guys. You guys may have actually gotten this. LinkedIn Live attendees, keep track of you guys in a folder. Now, as this is, if you want to see how this actually works next week, you will have an opportunity to see how this whole thing works, which is awesome. It's amazing. You want to come. But what I do with this is I have the ability to check all of these people and send a message. And that message I send using a template. It says invitation to career workshop. I forget which one we used. Yeah. Thanks very much for supporting us by registering for a previous blah, blah, blah. You've probably seen this. This is how I send this. Okay. You can do something similar. You have the commercial version. This is what you have. 500 connections. You go in there. That's, if you get to that, you'll figure it out. Right. But you have all filters here, and you can filter by certain things. So you want to get people in California, at Ernst & Young, you show results. You have all of the people that are in your first level connection at Ernst & Young. You can hit a message. You can do a Control-C, and send out one by one through LinkedIn to all of these different people. So that's another way that you can do some mass mailing using LinkedIn, and without using the Outlook program. Yeah, I think that's all the demos I have for today. Record time.
Well, you hope all this helped.
Yeah, so that's really, I'll talk about the future presentations, but before I do that, is there anything else that you want to add to this, Jonathan?
I'd like to just say one thing, and that's that this part about reaching out to people is the heart of the networking process I take people through when I take them through Career Compass. So when we career counsel people, avoiding network fatigue, optimizing your network, separating contacts from advocates, from advisors, how you manage your network, it is the heart of the process. And I have great respect for anybody doing this. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to keep track of. But, if you want someone to help, call me or call Jason. We'll give you some tips and tricks on how to manage this in your job search. And happy to help you in a different way if we need to do that also.
Great. All right. Thanks. Any questions from anybody? I see one question. I had a recruiter account on my last job. Are these the same tools available for free on LinkedIn? Absolutely not. It's completely different. They have a totally different functionality. They're set up to support recruiters going out and looking for people. I will show you that next week. I highly recommend that you come here if you want to learn about how LinkedIn looks behind the scenes and how recruiters find you, how you appear on their screens. It's really eye-opening. Whenever I show this to somebody, they're kind of blown away, and with good reason. Yeah. So that will be next week. But there is a way to take advantage of some of these methods using even the free consumer version of LinkedIn. Yeah, so that's next week. I think we're calling it LinkedIn Under the Covers. I don't know, maybe something of LinkedIn behind the scenes.
It'll be fun.
Something like that. And then the following week, we're going to be talking about prepping. We have a special guest, Kathy Palma, and she's going to be talking about prepping for interviews with service in mind, which is a different way of thinking about interviewing with potential employers. So thanks, everybody, for coming out today. And thank you very much for your patience with the tech. Hopefully that will not happen again. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.